So we get the second, or maybe if you want to say third, batch of Ascension skills on global, and I'm kind of hyped. Low-key kind of hyped. And I don't know what for, other than it's like new potential being released. I think they come out with 5 different new Ascension skills, but I don't think I use any of the units. On top of that, this is also accompanied by a new mat, and the mat has, at least for the showcase photo for the stage, has a Kanbei on it. So I am low-key happy, because this might be the mat I just need to farm for, so when a Kanbei does get his element trait, like I just need to use those mats for him. So let's look at the new Ascension skills, the new unique Ascensions. And here we go. We have, I think, yeah, 5 units. Leonide, Hasna, Fakel, Nungle, and Nurgle. These are somewhat the lesser used units for sure. Like this batch in particular, I know is just like people just don't use these units that often. So let's just go over them and see what we can do for these units. Alright, Radiant Armor for Leonide. Passive level 3 effect. Max HP increased by 40%. Charge damage reduction. Effect. Damage taken is additionally reduced by 25%. Okay, so he's a little more tankier. More health. After dealing damage, class skills and reaction skill cooldowns are reduced by 1 turn. Can be triggered up to 3 times per round. Ooh. That's really quite interesting. Like if you have an alert, I hardly ever play Leonide. I think I do have him as a unit though. You basically can reduce all your cooldowns functionally. Like if this is always triggered to 3 times per round, you basically have no cooldowns, right? I think that probably does require him having an alert or some sort of like extra turn set up with like Ananas or something. Even 1 time per round is like pretty good, right? I think if you have, he has 1 skill. I don't want to go to it because like it's kind of a hassle, but like he has 1 skill that is like, I think it's like Guardian's Oath or Hero's Oath or something like that. Basically, it's like a preempt. It deals 75% damage back, and it takes a single target melee attack from a unit around him. It's basically like a functionally a assisting defense, right? So that reduces in cooldown, puts him more as like a tankier unit, which isn't bad as like a breaker. This make it more interesting, I feel like, because then you can kind of dive into like kind of spamming your other abilities when you can reduce their cooldowns. So I don't know what that looks like, but that could be kind of cool. Although I don't think he's one of those units that really cares about energy. Having the cooldown reduction actually really big here. So that's actually quite interesting. I don't know how far it goes for him. I don't think he's probably gonna make or break him as like a unit, but like that's kind of interesting. All right, next up we have Hasna. So Fragrant Bloom, level 3 effect. At the start of the turn, inflicts 2 random level 2 debuffs for 2 turns on enemies with fragrance. Okay. Within 4 tiles of the character. Against enemies with fragrance, charge attack is increased by 3% for each debuff on the target. Wow. Crit damage increased by 2% up to 20%. Oh. Okay, this is actually quite interesting. Yeah, because like, what is the debuff? Now you can say fragrance is a debuff, but I think it might be just like a, I guess, yeah, it says fragrance is a debuff, right? It's in the brackets, but like, is any sort of thing you put on like the Hangman's Mark, is that a debuff? I guess so. Anything you put on the enemy is like a debuff. I mean, if you just consider the fact that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 debuffs you can possibly attach to someone, 8 times 30, that's 240, right? That's a lot. 240% additional magic attack if they're all stacked up like that. I mean, that does, I feel like it makes her more of a, especially like as a unit who uses crit a lot, I feel like that does make her very much attractive when it comes to boss fights. Like if you think of a boss fight, what you're doing is like you're taking one huge monster, calamity or thing, and you're piling up all these debuffs. Like that's the only unit that can be attacked, and so all the units that are doing like random passive debuffs, they're adding their debuffs, right? And so like she's gonna be able to basically take advantage of those and just do massive damage. Quite interesting. I am curious the fact that it's like worded this way, because I feel like they could have made it part of her passive, or like just enemies with fragrance, not within 4 tiles of the character. because I know there are some builds that do play Hasna that are just like long range snipers, but like they're far enough where like she's not like gonna be four tiles away, right? If you run something like the not the resentment broom, the focus wand, I think I don't play Hasna, so I don't know how far this takes her, but like it's actually a pretty big damage buff. On top of that, having the debuff utility, super good. I think this is like really good, at least for like a single target solo PvE damage dealer. Like I think this kind of makes her definitely stronger. If you're Hasna enjoyer, like the stocks are up on this one, in my opinion. Also adding like the utility of 2 debuffs for 2 turns to enemies with fragrance. I wonder if that means that also at the start of the turn, is that Hasna's turn or is that the enemy's turn? Because like if she adds it onto the enemy units and she moves away from the radius, like they're not going to get the debuff. So it kind of it's got some pros and cons for sure. Like if Hasna's that close, I guess having it this way does mean like she doesn't have to run the focus wand build because she has to be close enough. I want to like it, but to me it feels like it's iffy. The fact that you need to be within 4 tiles of Hasna. I guess that's how fragrance works though. Like I think she in general probably has to be near the units in order for fragrance like her passive to work, where it's like units with fragrance deal less damage, they take more damage, and they have crit damage against them increased by some amount, right? So I guess it like falls in line with her abilities, but this I feel like this is very close. I kind of want to like this, but like it's not quite there. It's not quite there, but maybe. All right, next up we've got Fake which I still have at 3 stars. Let's see where he is. Okay, crit and crit damage increase by 50%. Heart of Alert. Additional effect. At the start of the turn, crit increase by 45% and crit damage increase by 30% until the end of turn. After any attack triggers a critical hit. Oh. Classical cooldown is reduced by 1 turn, 2 energies restored. Interesting. So this does make him stronger for sure. They did, let's see, Heart of Alert. Additional effect at the start of the turn. So they basically make this, I want to say like skill. They basically make this more or less like 100% crit if you're playing Fake Hal. After any attack triggers. Oh, after any attack triggers a critical hit, classical cooldown is reduced by 1 and 2 energies restored. So you can probably spam his AoE damage dealer, right? Basically spam that every turn and you get energy and your cooldown reduced. I don't play Fake Hal too much, but like this seems like it would work. Right? The crit and crit damage increase as well. This seems pretty solid. I feel like you really need to know what to spam in order to have this build though. Because you have to get the crit ready. Which isn't bad, but like it kind of locks them into like a sort of way, maybe. Because if you don't get the crit, it kind of like feels like low-key goes to waste. Like you don't get your extra damage, you don't get your extra cooldown, you don't get your extra energy. And so like you have to make them into a crit build. Which is more or less probably what people are building Fake Hal with. I think like one of his abilities is for every debuff, you get an additional crit and crit damage and crit chance, I think, something like that. Which like of course is pushing him to like a crit build already, but I imagine some people would want to play him as more like a debuffer maybe, which doesn't necessarily stop, but you have to be like more focused on, I don't know, the way you think about him, I guess, is like different if you build him as like a crit damage dealer than like a debuffer. Which I mean, honestly, there's not mutually exclusive. It's just like, and honestly, who's playing Fake Hal as like a debuffer? Probably not many. This is like all in all like really solid. Not anything I'd probably invest in, but it's solid. I don't know, I'll have the Ask Fake Hal mains to help me with that. The next up we've got, you know, one of our favorites, which is Nungle. I always get Nungle and Nurgle like confused in my mind. I'm like, wait. They both have like 1 letter difference in their names. Kill Sight, passive. Level 3 effect. While sniping is active, crit damage additionally is increased by 20%. Max range of basic attack increased by additional 1%. Basic attack against targets with Hangman's Mark. Interesting. So they're kind of like pushing the basic attack build here. So your basic attacks get more range. On top of that, they get more you get more crit damage and crit chance with more range. This is pretty good. Although I'm not like, at one point I'm like, when are they just gonna give it such that like she can just snipe the whole battlefield? But you couldn't give her, if she does that though, I don't think you can get it for any damage buffs, because that's just like kind of OP. Like the larger the battlefield is, the map, it's like you don't want to just like one-shotting you from like 300 tiles away. I mean, I appreciate it. I like how like they did add it to the sniping stance, so that way it's not like they're definitely pushing her into like some sort of way here. Although I low-key would like them to push Darken to be a little more stronger, because I feel like the auto attack build is already the stronger build. It's like not bad, because this also benefits the Darken build too, where if you're in sniping stance, you just get the additional 20% crit damage. Although maybe they attacked on the and so it's like it has to be basic attack and crit with the basic attack. The way that they did bracket the basic attacks, I'm just like, okay, we probably do have to rely on the basic attack build. I want to try this. But like I said, if they're going to be putting a combi in like next month or every month, they're gonna add like a new unique ascension skill, I probably have to save up. And I don't know if I want to like rely on these units or want to play these units that much where like I would invest my ascension into them. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. I think it's interesting though. I like it. Right now I'm kind of thinking of like we could go something like Nungle or Hasna, maybe Fake Al. I think they're pretty nice. I don't know. I'd like think more about them. I know they're not like tier 1, like ascension priorities, but you know what? Who cares about the tiers, right? Am I right? All right, then we've got Nurgle, level 3 effect. While Bayonet is charged, active single target attacks enemies with the Hangman's Mark, gain 50% increased physical attack, increased damage by 40%. Of course, energy after attacking. Honestly, this already seems kind of meh. It requires you to have Bayonet charge, which I think I only have them at rank 1, so you get like 1 Bayonet charge. On top of that, you have to attack enemies with the Hangman's Mark, which he can do, but like that is also pushing him to have like that one skill on his skill set, right? Like you have to run the scanner, the scouter scanner ability. I don't know if that's worth it. Like they should have just made it such that you don't have to do the Hangman's Mark. I already feel like it's such a niche, and they're just kind of pushing him into there without having that large of a benefit. Increasing the 15% physical attack is like good and all. Crit damage, it's strong. Crit damage. Oh wait, it's actually better than I thought. Just a little bit though. This is increasing the physical attack by 30%. No, sorry, the physical attack by 15%. Increases damage by 30%, and increases the crit damage. So I think the crit damage is applied via the damage. So this is actually, I don't know, multiplicative, but it's not like a linear increase. This is like a significant amount of damage, right? Because physical attack is increasing your damage. Damage is, I'm thinking of it wrong, but like this physical attack is also going to be adding to your damage. And this crit damage, if you are critting with, actually, I don't know how common that is, you are critting with Nurgle, then like this damage increase is going to increase his crit damage too. So this is actually quite strong, but like you do have to land that crit. Okay, even if you don't land the crit, it's like you get 50% physical attack and 30% damage. Is that strong enough? I don't know. It might be. I'd have to see his ratios. If his ratios are strong enough, that could be like, I mean, what does that make him though? I think he still becomes just like a stronger damage dealer opposed to like a tankier unit, which I think people use more like a utility unit to maybe help your Nungle. No, I'm not buying it. It sounds appealing for sure, but I'm just not buying it. Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Okay, now that we've seen those though, let's go check out some of the units that did get buffed. So we have Hasna. So what is Hasna doing? Okay, 4 tiles around her have their attack and defense reduced and their critical hit increased by 15%. Now, does this increase with star level? It does. All enemies within 5 tiles around her. So this becomes 5 tiles, which kind of sucks because if this is 5 tiles, just even closer, maybe it's not that bad. This is 2 range. I don't think she's ever has like a energy issue. 3 range for the aroma assault. And like I said, you want to really run the focus wand, and that like makes it 4 range for like her aroma assault attacks, or like any of her 3 range attacks. I do also sometimes opt for the scent tracker, so this makes it 5. 5 range is like the range that she gets when she's at 5-star for her trait to be in range within someone. So if you do take off the focus wand or like the scent tracker, you do go down to the 4 range, and so it doesn't feel that bad anymore. And get the debuffs. I don't know if that's still like worth it. She inflicts fragrance, which is a debuff. I mean, it does make her stronger against single target units with a bunch of debuffs, and like fragrance is adding a bunch of debuffs. I'm curious, because if it is a debuff, what if we did have Nightmare Puppet on Hasna? If we have Nightmare Puppet on Hasna, this does trigger a good amount of debuffs, right? It inflicts 1 debuff and Nightmare Puppet. Now, you won't be helped by the Nightmare Puppet, but it's another debuff. And I'm wondering if whoever you add your scent to with Hasna, they also get the level 2 debuff, I'm hoping, with the Nightmare Puppet. And so what happens is, after you kill one unit with like your absurdly crazy amount of debuffs on another unit, you can just like easily swap to the next unit and like just single target nuke them, right? That's my thought. And I think this works better too, because if you do it this way, like you just spam Aroma Assault, I don't think you need the penetrating. I think penetrating is definitely got a stronger nuke, but I think Aroma Assault is fine as is at 150%. It's like, odds are you're probably not killing someone at 100 to 0 with just like the penetrating. I don't think. Maybe. If you get the crit, it could be close. But I just don't think the odds are there. And so like you're basically setting up for your next couple of attacks where like once you get Aroma Assault rolling and you have like units with a bunch of fragrance on them and a bunch of debuffs on them applied with like this and like say, I'm just gonna apply it here. This with the Nightmare Puppet, they're gonna have a lot of debuffs on them by the time like you've changed your target and put your eye on them, right? Like as soon as you have like 1 or 2 debuffs, I'm sorry, yeah, 1 or 2 debuffs, that's like an extra 30% damage, right? Like, can we check her center? We can't check her center. I wish it was easier to check here. But yeah, I think she's getting like 30% more damage per debuff that they have. So already it's like 30% here. I don't know if fragrance applies before the attack. I don't think it applies before the attack. If it did, that would be even stronger. But like, basically, once other units are being attacked by around the person you were initially Roma assaulted, they're gonna have a bunch of debuffs on them, and like when you switch to them, they're just gonna get nuked single target. So I actually do think that's quite interesting. I don't know. That's such a. I think it could work though. I think it could work. It'll be interesting though. I don't know if I would run Hasna more, but like that would be an interesting setup. I think it'd be pretty valid. Okay, next up we have Leonide. Or whoever comes first. I guess we have Fake Al here. Let's do Leonide here. We have Leonide. Basically his class skills and his damage reduction is increased, on top of his reaction skills are reduced by 1 turn for every damage he does. Oh, interesting. Wait. Reaction. Takes melee damage for all other allies within 2 tiles around the character and performs preempt. Oh, wait, this is interesting. This might be cooking a bit, because say you go in for an attack here on Leonide, right? This reduces your cooldowns by 1 turn. Then you take damage for some unit around you. The preempt will also trigger another attack. That's reducing your cooldowns by another turn. So you already have like 2 cooldown reduction already applied to your skills. So I guess if you want, you could like start spamming a little more often the glowing pike thrust. I don't know which one is his ultimate. All out pike thrust. Oh, this is actually heavier than I thought with energy. But I guess that's why they gave him Invigorating Strike. I don't know. This is like pretty energy heavy. Flying pike thrust and then the all out pike thrust. Charge, Radiant Guard. No. You basically just want like abilities with like high cooldown so you can use. I mean, the reaction skill, I definitely think you have to go with the Guardian's Oath because it's the only one that goes with a cooldown. The charge stance? Oh, you could be a little more flexible with this. The charge stance might be cool. Playing with that. Oh, high alert. Oh, this could be cool. I was wondering, like, did Leonide have a alert in his kit? And he does. But I don't know if this is, like, that strong. It's only, like, a 2 tiles in front of you. And only, like, a 1-use alert as well. I don't know if it's worth playing this one. The high alert. I think you're probably good with, like, if you're playing Leonide, just do what he's usually been doing. Which is, like, being a strong single target damage dealer plus a side tank. Pseudo tank. I do like the idea of reducing. Oh, I don't know if they have this skill parry. Before receiving a physical attack, turns to the attacker and adds. Oh, wait, this could be helpful too. If you're actually trying to apply damage for each, if you're trying to get like 100% cooldown on your, on your trait from your trait, your ascension, this will get you there. Right? Because this is going to turn to the attacker. Oh wait, turns to the attacker and adds. Oh no. This only turns you there. It doesn't like deal damage back. I was gonna say. I was kind of happy there for a second, just a little bit. We already have like the preempt from the reaction, which is like fine enough. So like gives you like a turn cooldown from going. So basically, gonna have like one turn you do one cooldown reduction. Next turn you'll do 2 cooldown reduction. Next turn you'll do 1 cooldown reduction, at most. If you have the Guardian's Oath. Flying Pike Thrust dispels 2 debuffs, recovers HP equal to 100% of the attack, adds 35% HP to his attack. Honestly, there's a lot going on with this Glowing Pike Thrust. 100% damage, before attacking dispels 2 debuffs from Leonide, then recovers 100% of his health, then it adds 35% of his HP. So he's getting HP, so he's getting more damage for this ability too. And he's going to be able to use it a lot more. That'd be interesting to spam this. Glowing Pike Thrust. Assuming that he reaches around like, I don't know, 3k damage from his physical attack. And you also get 35% of your health to his attack. We're going to play it safe and say he's going to get around 10,000 health maybe. And then you got another 3,000 to the damage. That's 6k damage total here. It's like a pretty conservative hit. I think that's like a decent amount of damage. I think it's decent. I don't think it's like the best. Like he does function a little stronger like a supportive unit with the change too. I think it's like all around just like a decent upgrade for him. I don't know if it's gonna like want me to swap him with anyone else though. Like everyone else is already doing so much stuff. I'm just like, that'd be cute, but like only for pioneering or something when I want to have everyone in the same unit type or the same role, right? Like he'll function as like a strong breaker, supportive damage dealer. Okay, cool. Let's go to Fakeal. Let's see, Fakeal. So his trait, I don't remember at all. No, this is the thing that adds the debuffs. Okay. So there's 100% chance to inflict a debuff. Oh, this is weird. I didn't remember this about him. Increases his attack and defense, not his HP, which is like fine. I feel like most people just go, or most units get the attack and then HP increase. Whenever he deals damage, there's 100% chance to inflict one random level 2 debuff for 2 turns. Okay, and this is 5-star. You 100% chance to deal 1 random debuff on target turns. Before an attack, increases crit by 10% for each debuff. Okay, so he's gonna have a lot of debuffs. Okay, but he already gets a bunch of crit though. So 10% for each debuff. Okay, sure, fair. Assume you have like the meteor line, which I have right now. So this is adding 2 more debuffs. So 3 debuffs after a single attack. Assuming that these debuffs aren't applied before the attack. That's 30% crit on top of the 15% that he's getting from the passive. Okay, but then you get that, you get an energy and cooldown, right? So like, what are you spamming? The Gale Pillow Volley? Like if you hit a crit, you're getting some cooldown reduction and energy, I think. So you're spamming this. Maybe this? I think he's got 2 alerts, right? Arrow Guardian of Convallaria. An alert shot. I think it only applied to one of his alert abilities, right? Let's look at other things he can spam. I feel like you really want to spam things that have AoE damage. I'm not really sold on this. Right, let's go to Ascensions again. I'm not remembering what the Ascension was. Okay, for Heart of Alert. Start of the turn increases. Wait, Heart of Alert. Additional effect. At the start of the turn, increases crit. Wait, is this just like passively? Wait, this isn't even part of an alert. I was assuming this is like part of an alert effect, but no, this is just like a passive that he gets. So increases crit and the crit damage of 15%. That's cool. At the start of the turn, increases crit by 45% and crit damage by 30%. Okay, so we're assuming that he... So 45% plus the 15%, so that's 60%. He needs 4 debuffs on the unit. Cool. And then you have 100% crit. After any attack triggers a critical hit, cooldown reduced by 1 turn and 2 energies restored. Okay. So as long as they have like 4 or more debuffs, you always crit, I think. It depends if his other abilities are also applied by his passive, right? It might be just his basic attack. Before an attack. Oh no, before an attack. This is just straight before an attack. So you can, that means then, assuming that the additional effect that he gets, I think is additional effect, not like actual applied to a specific skill, he basically getting a bunch of crit damage. So basically it sounds like you want to start spamming like Gale Billow Volley. Maybe some more alerts too, if they're like triggering multiple times. Oh wait, no, this is Heart of Alert. No, this is Heart of Alert, okay. Wait, I'm so confused now. When it's not the character's turn, increase crit damage by 40%. Okay. That's Heart of Alert. That's the ability I'm figuring it is. Okay, but rapid fire. Oh wait, no. Okay, no. This is only talking about Heart of Alert skill. Okay, it's saying Heart of Alert skill only triggers. It has an additional effect, which is like its original effect, which is giving additional crit damage and crit chance. But also, if you deal damage during this time, you'll be getting clone reduction and energy. Okay, that was confusing for a bit, but we got there. Wait, no, at the start of the turn. Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, this just gives you it? Or is the whole thing... Crit and crit damage increase 50%. Heart of Alert, additional effect. At the start of the turn, increase crit... Okay, this is an additional effect. The extra crit and crit chance, crit damage and crit chance, is further increased. Okay, so that's going to be 60% crit damage, and it's going to be 90% crit chance. Okay, that's fine. That's what I expected. But then after that, you still get the additional the balloons after like hitting a crit. I mean, it's all right. I don't think it's like the best, but it's all right. Okay, I was like, wait, that's really kind of crazy. They're just giving you a flat damage increase or something? Okay, next up we have Kill Sight. Sniping stance is active. So sniping stance and then basic attacks. I mean, that one's kind of low-key already understood. I don't know if I want to go over that. It's like pretty straightforward. Like run sniping stance, a bunch of like the passive basic attack damage amplifiers, and basically just win at that point. It's like not much to say about this one. Another interesting one though is Nurgle. So bayonet charge. Gain 50% increased physical attack. And he's with the hangman mark. 30% increased damage and 40% increased crit and crit damage. Recovers at 1 energy after attacking. While bayonet charge is active. So how do you keep bayonet charge active? I think you have to like... There's something you have to do with it, right? Nurgle. I wish eventually they do add in like a text field or something, because honestly I have no clue where they are. I know their names though. Okay, so bayonet charge I think is part of the passive. End of turn, gains shield charge. After performing a block, gains bayonet charge. Oh, wait, that's kind of nasty. It contains block. There's a 50% chance to use the block. Gains shield charge. Oh, wait. Shield charge. Increases block chance by 100%. Performing block reduces damage taken by additional 10%. Moves 1 stack after receiving a physical attack, single target. Okay, after performing a block, so it always performs a block once he's got the charge, shield charge. At the end of a turn, he gains shield charge. So at the end of every turn, he'll gain a shield charge, which means he'll get bayonet charge, which increases his attack and double against units with Hangman's Mark. So how do you apply Hangman's Mark? I don't think he has that many ways of applying it. Okay, Mark of Illumination is one. That's only one ability that has it. Kinda nasty. Okay, but it's an instant. It's an instant that also lowers attack and it has vulnerable 3. No, vulnerable 2. I mean, it's fine. I was kind of hoping it would also increase Nurgle's crit or something, but like, it's fine. Like, that's a 4-turn cooldown to use his... Not 4-turn cooldown, but like, the most... Yeah, actually, it is 4-turn cooldown, right? If you want to get his... If you want to use his Ascension, it means you have to wait 4 turns for him to get his Hangman's Alert proc. Which, honestly, kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, for sure. Alright. While Bayonet Charge is active, single target attacks against enemies with the Hangman's Mark. I mean, you do get 1 energy after attacking. Is that the saving grace here? 1 energy after attacking. 1 energy after attacking. Come on, Nurgle. Oh my gosh, 7 turn cooldown. Oh my, please, XD, please. Energy. I mean, he's more like time bound than energy bound, right? 5 turn cooldown, 2 turn cooldown, 4 turn cooldown, 7 turn cooldown. Like, are there other abilities that are like just better? 5 turn cooldown. I don't think so. I mean, all of his abilities seem kind of meh. Crippling Blow, also 3 turn cooldown. He doesn't really use energy like that. He just is not an energy user. Like, this is like a complete miss. I thought it would be interesting, but like, he just doesn't have too many ways to proc. In my opinion, maybe it'd be too many ways to proc it. Just maybe considering like it's increasing his damage, physical attack, and crit damage. Maybe they were like, okay, he doesn't need to be that strong, but to me, it just sounds like this is definitely not that good. I don't know. I was going in kind of hopeful. I think some of the units are maybe quite interesting. Like, most of them seem kind of mid. I think maybe Hasna could be most interesting. Hasna and Leonide, I think, are probably the ones to eyeball. The others just low-key seemed like a straight out miss. I'm sure like also if you really want to do like long range shenanigans with Nungle, she could be fine with like an auto attack based build. I'm pretty sure she'll do as good as she does. But like in my opinion, I think Hasna and Leonide are probably the best ones. I can't say the same for. I mean, I imagine if you're really big into like the alert shenanigans with fake out, that's probably good. But like, geez, was I like super disturbed by Nungle's ascension? I was like, oh my goodness. I was just like retroactively thinking about other people's alerts ascensions, and I'm like, geez, this is like so rough for Nungle. He cannot catch a break. Anyways, of course, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Are y'all pulling any of these? You're building up for any of these? I'm super curious because honestly, I think the Leonide one is kind of interesting and Hasna. With others, I'm just like not that interested. I think it'll be fun for having Nungles, but it's like meh, probably still gonna be like whatever. Like she's just getting additional damage and range, right? Because it's gonna be helpful too because I don't think there's much time where like she can use the entirety of her passive because I think it maxes out to like 8 tiles, but I don't think you ever can get her to 8 tiles, right? I think at most it's like 6 tiles or something away. So like this is definitely increasing your damage more than you might think because of the additional 1 tile. So like yeah, I'm kind of interested in this. But the others, I don't know. This is like I'm kind of just like low key waiting for the next batch, I guess. Like where's the next ascension skills? I guess it's back to the grind. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and I'll catch y'all later.